The Nvidia magnet. Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a story that sounds like a tech fairy tale but is 100% real. It involves a company you thought was dead, a trillion-dollar giant, and a single stunning investment that is rewriting the rules of the global economy. We're not talking about another new gadget. We're talking about a fundamental shift in power, where one company's money and influence act like a physical force. Get ready to have your view of tech investing completely magnetized. We call this phenomenon the Nvidia magnet. Scene 1, the nostalgia and the shock, $1 billion bet. So let's start with a trip down memory lane. Remember the good old days, back when a phone was practically indestructible and came with the most advanced mobile game ever created, Snake. I'm talking about Nokia. Nokia, the company that became a global punchline for missing the smartphone train. I thought they were living proof that giants can fall. What's the news? Did they find a way to make the brick phone thinner? Nope, this is better. The CEO of AI itself, the man in the leather jacket, Jensen Huang of Nvidia, just casually invested $1 billion in the remnants of Nokia. That's a 2.9% stake in a company everyone, and I mean everyone, had written off. $1 billion? Seriously? Why would the undisputed architect of the future put that kind of money into the archives of the past? It makes no sense. Until you realize that in the AI age, the rules of sense have changed. Exactly. This is proof that Nvidia is no longer just a chip company. It's a technological magnet. Anything that gets close, even rusty old iron like the Nokia of yesterday, is instantly attracted and converted into a magnet as well. The moment Nvidia touched Nokia, Nokia's stock soared by over 20%. It's Midas with a graphics card. Scene 2, the logic. The 6G superhighway and the super brain. So let's move past the stock ticker shock and get to the strategy. Why this specific piece of iron? Because the AI super brain needs a super highway. Nvidia makes the brains, the GPUs, the massive computing power, but a brain is useless if it can't communicate instantly. It needs a neural network for the entire planet. Precisely. While we were distracted by iPhones and Androids, Nokia was quietly building the foundation. They dumped the consumer business and focused on telecom infrastructure, 5G, fiber, cloud systems. They stopped selling the phone and started selling the digital roads the phones drive on. And that's what Nvidia needs for the future. This isn't about 5G anymore. It's about 6G, a network so fast and powerful it can handle the enormous constant data load required by truly autonomous AI, your robotaxis, your smart cities, your future logistics networks. Correct. The partnership is to fuse Nokia's world-class radio access network software with Nvidia's powerful CUDA AI platform. They are literally co-creating the next generation of the internet. The irony is incredible. The company that missed one mobile transition is now guaranteed a front row seat for the next one, all thanks to that billion-dollar magnetic pull. Scene 3, the global magnetization effect. Now, the Nokia story is sweet, but you have to see the full map of magnetization. Nvidia isn't playing small. It is systematically building an empire so vast it makes old-school industrial moguls look like they were playing with Legos. What other major pieces of iron have been magnetized? This has to be impacting everything. It is. Look at the key moves. The rival turned partner. They committed to $5 billion to their longtime rival, Intel. Competition is irrelevant when you can simply fund your own ecosystem. The cloud infrastructure. They invested heavily in cloud providers like CoreWeave, essentially funding the customers who will buy and house massive amounts of their chips. They are ensuring supply and demand simultaneously. The autonomous fleet. Major partnerships with automakers like Stellantis and Uber, guaranteeing that the huge future market for robotaxis will run on their Drive platform. It's an ultimate cheat code. They have enough capital that their biggest competitive advantage is simply money. And the result is if Nvidia so much as looks at a company, the stock goes up. Forget due diligence. The new investor mantra is just follow the leather jacket. And this leads us to the final, most stunning realization, the gravity of the singularity. Here's the part that should make every American investor sit up and pay attention. We're talking about a scale that is almost impossible to grasp. Nvidia recently reached a market value that effectively makes it the fourth largest economy in the world. It sits right below the US, China, and Germany.
One company, an economy unto itself.
And their CEO announced they have visibility into $500 billion, that's $500 billion in AI chip orders already on the books through 2026. They are fueling a future that is demanding their product in such massive quantities, they literally have no precedent. So the magnetic pole is a positive feedback loop. They make the chips, they fund the infrastructure that needs the chips, that funding validates the partners, and those partners then buy more chips. The old tech world, the Nokias, don't compete. They only survive by becoming a necessary component of this unstoppable machine. The magnetic pole is redefining capital, innovation, and value. The question for every portfolio and every company on the planet is no longer how do we compete with Nvidia? It is now simply which piece of iron will the magnet touch next? The only safe place in the new economy is in its orbit. That's our take on the Nvidia magnet. It truly is a fascinating and slightly terrifying new chapter in tech history. We want to know what you think. Which company do you predict will be the next one pulled into Nvidia's orbit? Drop your predictions in the comments section below. If this breakdown opened your eyes to the new reality of tech investing, please hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next deep dive. And share this video with someone who needs to see the power of the Nvidia singularity. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the next video.